Hello, IGN. My name is Otero. I'm here with Brian Altano.
What's up?
And we are playing Codename S.T.E.A.M. The demo just got released on the eShop today. So this is your first experience with this, Brian,
what does Steam stand for?
Oh, man. Strike Team Eliminating the Alien Menace?
I thought it was stop taking every amiibo, man.
All right, that's fair. So the demo does show, so first of all, the progress, your medals that you collect in the demo will transfer over to the full game. The full game does have a campaign and a versus mode. However, multiplayer is available only in the full version of the game.
Got it. So I like the menu style here. It's very Bioshocky.
Yeah, so we're going to start with a cutscene, and I'm really curious to hear your what you think. Like, let's just, record some reactions to it. Now, this is a cutscene that they showed at E3 when they revealed the game. And so it's sort of a steampunk meets golden age of comics kind of visual style.
Okay, I dig it.
Yeah, and this is from the Fire Emblem people. This is Intelligent Systems. You may know them for that or for Advance Wars. And this is just a big departure for a studio that is a Japanese studio, at least in my mind. You know, just something that's very American and very different.
Yeah.
Panel work, look at that.
Oh yeah, this is very interesting. So it's like turn-based, right?
Yes, this is a turn-based sort of pseudo-action game to an extent. It takes place in the age of Steam, as we're seeing here. And Steam, obviously the resource Steam, is what drives a lot of how this game plays. You have to be constantly aware of how much Steam something uses. And plan that into a strategy that's also presented from a third-person perspective. It's a lot to talk. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. But yeah, as you can see, the art style is really cool. I really like this comic book use, like you were talking about, the sort of 1950s Batman.
Yeah.
Putts all over the screen.
And I love whenever it's a radio broadcast, you see like sort of these waves animated around the side. Like there's just subtle little things like that I think are just, someone took the time to think about that. Like, how can we do a comics presentation but also make it very live and not just it be about the camera movement, right? So that's really cool. Do people say that? Rule Britannia? Britannia?
I've never said that.
People had Encyclopedia Britannicas, but that's not Britannia.
So this game uses amiibos too, right?
Yeah. So since this is Intelligent Systems, you can use the demo doesn't use them to my knowledge, but you can use the sensor on the new Nintendo 3DS because the little sort of circular dongle type thing.
The hockey puck.
The hockey puck.
It's not
released yet. But you can scan in Fire Emblem characters and play as them in the game. So the main character is John Henry, who is a lot of the character names and characters themselves are taken from American literature. So this guy's from the Red Badge of Courage. If you've read that book, my literature classes.
I have not.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Still not used to this thing.
They have wireless in the age of Steam. So there's a big alien attack, and the demo unfolds from there. Then it begins. Yes, and then it begins to unpack what this game is.
Yeah.
By teaching, you're basically playing the prologue section, which is 3 parts. Maybe a little more than that. I believe it's 3 parts, and then you're actually playing submissions from the game. So as you can see, things have happened.
Not good things.
Not good things.
But things.
Yep. Buckingham Palace is under attack. So is the Queen. And the first mission is that you're going to save the Queen. Just to put that out there.
The burning zeppelins are is a good sign that something's gone awry.
That and the big blam?
Yeah.
That just
what was that?
Clearly he's stunned.
I like his face.
Just like, oh man. But that's it. Joking aside, like it is kind of cool to see. I kind of feel it works. Like it's a lot to unpack this art style. So I think like releasing a demo and this game in general, it's not just the art. It's a lot to unpack, and so releasing a demo to get people some experience and hands-on time, I think is a really smart move for this. And we're gonna jump into Devastator.
Ah, man, it looks like one of my exes.
All right, so we have both screens that we're gonna show here for the demo. So that's pretty much the story portion. I'm gonna skip through these parts.
So this is a stylus heavy game, right?
It can be if you don't have a new Nintendo 3DS. Actually, no. Even if you don't, you can use the face buttons X, Y, A, B to move the camera as well.
Got it.
Because those don't input for really anything. So you'll see what I mean. So I can use A to just accept that rather than tap on it. So
that was cool, by the way.
This is movement. Let's skip this. This is movement with the buttons. So you can see it's just like how shooters used to work before the second analog became a thing. You remember that? Yeah, the old days. Like if you had a Dreamcast or something, that never had a second analog. You kids know what the Dreamcast is. If not, on the second screen...
You never had a second chance either.
Yeah, sadly, but that was a good system.
I know, I loved it.
So on the bottom screen, you'll see there's also this camera. You can control camera there, and it's a bit more fluid. It just requires, you know, sort of one hand on the system, another one on the stylus, or you can even use a finger. But if you're not used to rolling your finger around on a capacitive touchscreen, like that's not fun, like the DS one. So I would suggest the stylus.
Okay.
But we're gonna get it moving, so we have to move. Notice every time I move, so I'm gonna move the camera up a bit so you can see what's happening here. So each movement, this is where I started. Each movement is using up steam.
Oh, one of your power clouds.
Yeah, one of my power clouds is getting used. And so the notion is, you know, you can tiptoe around a level and just kind of get reconnaissance and figure out what you're doing. Like right now, I actually have to hide from him because that's a problem. So we're going to just hide there.
So there's some stealth elements then.
Yeah, at least to the beginning, and especially to the way battles unfold, because if you make too much noise, some enemies can hear you, but they can't see you. So you want to tiptoe around and get a shot at them. Obviously, this is a tutorial that's just trying to teach you movement, so if you're sitting here going, well, why is this unfolding this way, that's clearly the reason. We need to get out of here. So if you check these points, which I can do right now, these are helpful monitors, and they'll give you useful tips, and they also refill your Steam tank. So they kind of make it worth going to do that. So now that I've checked it, my Steam tank is completely full. You see the bar.
Got it.
And I can take off over here. Steam is your most important resource, so you constantly want to kind of consider, okay, how much is it going to take to do this? Do I really want to do that? Should I save some here in case it benefits me? Because every round you generate Steam.
Got
you
it.
with me so far?
Yeah, totally.
You play Fire Emblem, you know.
Yeah.
What's up.
So basically,
but this is very different.
You could have just run to the door, but it was sort of tactical for you to reach that meter and kind of fill up and then go from there.
Yeah, and they purposely put that screen there so you can read it, so you learn that right there. So from now on, we're going to have a sub-weapon to use. I'm going to skip cutscenes here just to kind of keep us moving. So there's a lot of enemies here.
Yeah.
And so this is going to take...
But you've got a gun, which you don't see a lot of in Nintendo games.
Yeah. No, this is kind of true. You don't. Or if you do, it shoots paint.
I love that voice, by the way.
Yeah.
Player's turn.
Player's turn. So, someone's on the left. So let's see. All right, so that's a problem. So, I'm going to shoot him first and then read this. Because if I shoot him first, and then actually, can I shoot him from back here? I could shoot him from back here. So let's do that. Each shot takes 3 Steam units. You see it? So if I tap the L button, I actually carry out the order. So I'm actually going to move up and make sure. So I'm just going to read this thing because now...
You lost the Steam just walking over there.
I did. So now I'll have full Steam and I can finish taking him out. So he is not going to attack me on the enemy's turn.
And when does your turn end? Can you you can end it whenever you want.
Whenever I want.
It also ends when you run out of Steam?
It doesn't end when you run out of Steam because they have this flexible system where let's say I go here and I'm like, all right, I don't like this. I can retrace my steps and get my Steam back.
Got it.
And this is really important. Your Steam only gets used, like for a second ago, I fired my gun from this point, so I used 3 units of Steam. Anytime you basically deliver an action or you take a healing item, that is locked in. You have used Steam to do that.
But scouting and then backtracking is sort of free, right?
Yeah, they allow you to do that, and that's why they're using a third-person camera.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a lot about sort of sneaking around and making careful choices.
So, like here, you could walk out to here, but you wouldn't have enough Steam to hit this guy.
And also, he would now know that I'm here, and he's going to roll up, and it's going to be a problem. So let's end the turn here. He can't see me yet. If
now,
he
do the
sees
enemies...
me, which he's about to see me. Crap.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, he hasn't seen me yet. Okay, so this is good.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
So, do the enemies work on Steam as well? Like, what's their sort of system?
So they don't really tell you what exactly their resource is, but the enemies do have a phase where the camera sort of stays static like this, and it kind of moves around just to show you if something's nearby.
Sure.
But you have to wait until their turn is over. And this is kind of the part of the game where not having an overhead perspective kind of makes you really nervous because you're like, he has a weak spot on his back, so I'm just going to shoot there, and that's going to get rid of him a lot faster.
Right in the butt.
Yeah.
So
you shoot the glowing spots in video games. That's what they teach us.
True. So what you want is basically you were saying you wish you could sort of pan up above the entire thing, do a bird's eye view, and look down. But the way it is now is a little more on the ground, a little more tense. I'm gonna be fair. I think that not having that makes it a lot more tense. I think the second that's there and it's a bit more informed, I do see why they went this route. And so you're kind of using a third-person camera to do the reconnaissance yourself and not having the Fire Emblem / Advance Wars like, hey, this is everything that's happening, now make choices. You know what I mean? And even in those games, Fog of War kind of keeps you from, really seeing a lot of what's happening. Yep. You can only see within a certain visibility. Now, the thing I will say, though, is that I do wish partially that you could skip alien movement. Because it seems kind of silly that I have to wait while that meter fills and everything is sort of happening that I can't see. But when you are deploying 4 characters, it is switching between views, and in some cases you are getting a bit of a heads up as to, okay, he's over there. So let's talk about that. You're playing as one character right now.
Because it's the demo, yeah.
But you in the retail version, you can play as a full squad?
Yes, you play... Uh-oh, I got spotted.
Uh-oh.
Does he know I'm here? No, he just saw me. So let's see if I can shoot him. In the retail, this is the prologue, which will happen also in the retail version. Crap. Can I get another round off? Let's see. He's still pretty strong. All right.
Do one more.
Yeah, I could take him out. All right, let's do it. Watch me miss entirely. Nice. All right, good. So now I don't have to worry about him coming over to slice me in the face, which would be a problem. So let's end here. We have no steam. Wait, what's the question you just asked me?
So about squads, like having a four person.
So after I get through the prologue, by the end of the prologue, I get my second squad mate, and by the first or second mission, I should have a full squad. You also meet Abe Lincoln in this game. How weird is that?
Extremely weird.
Yeah, I don't think Abe Lincoln has been in a video game since the Conduit 2. just want to put it out there.
So how do amiibo work with this? Is that something I noticed? Like there's Fire Emblem characters in this game, right?
Yes.
Now that makes no sense to me.
So you would scan in amiibo to unlock those characters, and it just is kind of another touch on. I think it's just meant to be a nod, to where this comes from. Uh-oh. Okay, he hasn't seen me. I'm going to stay back here because I don't want him to see me or come up and cause problems. So a lot of this game is being very careful. And, in the tutorial, they pretty much spell it out. Like, if I was running through this when I was playing on my 3DS at my desk, and I was getting sliced up. And I actually died on this part. Yeah, it's very easy to restart a mission, though. You would just hit start and restart the entire map. Some missions have multiple maps, so you would just start from the last checkpoint you were at. So let's roll up. So I can get a few shots off on him. Mm-hmm. Actually, I'm going to get one shot off on him. Let's see how this works out for us. Okay, so he's out of my way.
Nice, you took him out.
Yeah. So now let's read this thing. So the red arrow means an enemy has seen you, so you want to watch out for that. And let's go to the next one. So we're going to... Now I'm going to run. Some enemies can hear you, but they can't see you.
That guy runs pretty fast for a guy with a giant
boiler strapped to his back.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that holding a lighter.
Video games, bro. Video games. It's all about it. All right. So, what do you think? Try and stand up to this guy?
Yeah, take him out.
All right, let's do it. Oh, good.
Get the next guy.
Nice. All right. Yeah, he saw me too. I moved up a little. Uh-oh. This is going to be a problem. All right, let's hope this
Just kill him.
Because if I move up one, I'm scared I'm going to get spotted by your boy over here.
Yeah. Take him out before he... All
right, we did it.
Wow.
Good. All right, that's luck right there. So we're going to say yes. We ended our turn. There aren't that many enemies left, thank goodness.
So how do we know how many enemies are left?
They don't tell you.
Oh, they don't tell you?
Yeah, and also, on missions...
Right up on you, man.
Oh, he got me. All right, so this is what happens when you get spotted. On story missions, if you take too long, the enemies will respawn on the stage if you take too long to get to the goal. So let me just check something. I could just run for the goal, man. Forget that guy. I don't have to take this.
That's good.
Yeah.
Be a pacifist.
Yeah. It's time.
You don't have to kill everybody.
All right, so that's our first part of Codename S.T.E.A.M. We're going to come back, have a few more videos of this for more coverage on Codename S.T.E.A.M., including a multiplayer preview, which you can read on the site right now. Make sure you stay tuned right here to IGN.